Okay, so we can move forward if we want to. So we have to figure out what to take care of here. I don't think we can help the Israeli prime minister, sadly. Let's take a look at this. We didn't read this yet. Of rats and woodpeckers. Buddy, we've got a spy operation going on. Alvaro gave me a message. He said I couldn't even read aloud to you until I triple checked the wiretaps. And don't ask me what he did to go behind the Secret Service's back. Alvaro's scheme, even though he's on vacation, involved a bouquet of flowers, a lighter, and a wavy parrot. As a seasoned professional, I wholeheartedly approve. And as a real professional, I'll go and do what Alvaro asked me to do. In the meantime, you pick a couple of your guys to send to do the job. Our team is full of espionage masters. In a year of working with them, I've not managed to find out anything about the secrets of their private lives. Listen to a secret message from Alvaro. Give secret orders to 2 trusted team members. I think we're going to be better at this one. The hijinks. Nothing is stopping us from going our normal route. The courts, the public showdowns, we'll tear them a new one, buddy. But if you ask me, pranks are more fun. I love this stuff. If we do decide on getting revenge with a prank of our own, we better make sure that the public doesn't find out who's behind it. Otherwise, they'll be thinking that we're just taking the day off to have some fun. They've got to know we're working our asses off to save the country from all those establishment crooks. I thought we would, expose them. Sue face for damages from the pranks. Meet face lawyer, demand compensation for the pranks. Publicly accuse face of the pranks. She only has... Let's sue him. Boss, we will certainly win the case. The task force has already established that the employees from the Face administration were behind the pranks. They couldn't wipe away all their fingerprints. They'll have to pay for the damage, but no one found evidence of Face involvement. The media has already concluded that all these pranks were initiated by the lower staff and by the former president himself. Some journalists even argued that such pranks are common practice. They say that every administration does this when handing over the White House, and any damages were always compensated. As expected, the journalists didn't take our side. We produced well-grounded evidence against Face and its bullying. But now they're saying that what he did to our offices is a Washington tradition. What a double stand. I knew they would say something like that. Tell with these hypocrites. You can't trust them. It's better to speak directly to the public and bypass corrupt journalists altogether. Lesson learned. Oh, man. Joe says, and we got more stress, the president has no choice but to resort to personal insults. Isn't it time for him to stop blaming Doofus for everything and focus on his own administration? Okay, I think, oh no. Buddy, there's a major event in Vegas tonight. A horse named President is going to win the big race. You know I don't often try getting you into such things, but here's what I thought. A bet on President would be a great way to double down on your election victory. My bookie says it's a safe bet. You in? Hell yeah! Robert Greedy, the Secretary of Health, says, Mr. President, our department is shooting a public service advertisement to promote contraceptives. If you agreed to be the face of this campaign, it would help us a lot. Why? Well, you have no children, and plus, you're the best known and respected person in the country. Hopefully people will be able to put 2 and 2 together. The campaign will be our biggest success yet. What do you say? Sure. I think I gotta skip to the next month, sadly. So the tape, 200,000, 1 million. Ooh, we can get 5.5 or 100,000. I think the 5.5 is probably better. I guess I could try these out. I could always just back out, right? All right, let's go, buddy. This message isn't very legible, so let me read it to you. Tony, are you sure you want to read the secret message out loud to me? Of course I am. I'm a master of contrivancy, my friend. I mean, conspiracy. Conspiracy. I triple checked it like Alvaro asked me to. I did everything like Alvaro said. Sir, sorry to write you in a letter. I'd explain it all in person, but it's too dangerous. They're listening to you all the time. Remember those questionable individuals who hung around HQ on the day you were elected? I don't think they were Secret Service agents, but actual spies. It's too bad they gave us a slip. I remember that. You may think that I've lost it, and I'm seeing conspiracies wherever I look, but my eyes are sharp, and my ears and nose. I hear strange clicks on the phone. That means wiretapping. Would like modern wiretaps still click? Same car with tinted windows is running all the time outside my house. And the air, sir, it smells fried. My intuition never fails me. Like fried chicken? That Johnson friend of yours was just another example. Now I see that he wasn't acting alone. Since the Secret Service doesn't take my calls, we have no choice but to take an alternate route. All I ask, sir, is that you don't bring anyone in on this unless you completely trust them. You know, man, I've been waiting a long time to give Alvaro a tinfoil hat for Christmas. And what's stopping you? First, I'd probably end up keeping it for my own protection. Second, Alvaro's right. Those Secret Service rats are acting suspicious. They're not just deceitful, they're stupid. Even an old man like me can keep a tail on them. I'm not saying that the guys who protect you and me are bastards. Most of them are true patriots. But there's hundreds of people responsible for your safety. A couple of assholes might have crept in among them. The type who will do anything they can to serve the deep state. It's time to act. Let's start out properly with the head of the Secret Service. Like they say, the fish rots from the head. And yes, you don't know how to triple check. So don't forget to be undercover. You're sure to be bugged. I don't think these two can do anything. Threaten the Rat King with the laws of the jungle. I think we're just going to abort. Buddy, Alvaro spotted the surveillance and gave you a secret message to catch the spies. Unfortunately, you took it lightly. You should have looked for the assholes on the spot, and now you can't bother? Our covert special operation has failed. I don't think we're going to lose anything from that. What? Sources in the press... Are you -7? Sources in the president's inner circle say that the CIA is keeping an eye on the head of state. Is the Secret Service a waste of taxpayers' money? This has not been a good month. I gotta manage my team better. Robert Greedy says, sir, the billboard at Times Square featured your likeness and the tagline, rock solid protection. It's a major hit. Tourists from all over the world are flocking to see it. Who cares that Sands named it the dumbest advertising campaign of the year? The important thing is that we're making millions of people think about safe sex. Why would our approval rating go down on that? I guess I'll try to send... I'm just going to move. You know what? This has been just a huge disaster of a month. Let's just... Now we're at 60%. Let's move on. All right, pay. Holy shit, Jerry's at 92,000? Mr. President, it's too bad you couldn't help Israel, a major U.S. ally in the Middle East. Well, that's too bad. I wanted to give you valuable information about Feist, but changed my mind. Look at this, guys. Look at that. I was riding high. So high. And we didn't even make more money. Jeez, our team's pretty stressed. March 2021. But this is good. Sir, I had a great time swimming in the sea, fishing and counting seagulls. My blues are gone for good, and I'm back on deck. Mr. President, I devoted my time off in Hawaii to meditation and prayer. Thanks for the opportunity. I was able to fully regain my mental faculties. Chief, the bungalow in Hawaii didn't even have Wi-Fi, so I resorted to taking long walks and swimming to keep myself entertained. And you know what? I feel 10 years younger. Rena Rotel, here we go, 300 grand. Mr. President, remember those advertisers who were using your photo to market their suits? One call from your lawyer was more than enough. It scared them so much they agreed to settle out of court. Hope it'll teach the other bottom feeders a lesson. Antonio, oh, buddy, sorry, but the guys who bet on that racehorse, Pear Lure, got lucky this time. They now have your 20,000. You know, I myself blew 50,000 on this, so don't be too hard on me. I knew that was too good to be true. I know! Sir, after a bit of tinkering, your plane is now an example of the best current practices in aircraft engineering. Everything's top-notch, including the carbon fiber fins, the alloy wheels, and the designer door handles. May the internet see the videos dissecting your spending habits all they want. I'll only say one thing to that. The dogs bark, the caravan flies on. It was worth it. We're getting close. Berta says, I hope the president rescues American hero Will Tritch, who uncovered a conspiracy within the special services and is now suffering in Venezuelan captivity for holding firmly to his principles. Joanna Rizzuto says, here we go again, another stupid press conference because some old man got released from prison. So what? Another White House staffer who got busted for taking bribes. Who the fuck is using Twitter in non-dark mode, by the way? Scary. Jolyn says, I've been feeling under the weather a lot lately. Runny nose all the time. Colleagues keep looking at me funny. Rizzuto, do you know what would help? Asking Joanna. The nuclear briefcase. What? Warren Monger, Director of National Intelligence. Mr. President, I have an urgent message. A briefcase containing 5 kilograms of cocaine was found in a secret room in the White House. Along with the cocaine, we found a set of gold-plated tubes and a postcard reading, Con amor desde Mexico para amigos de la Casa Blanca. It's a mystery, but all this means. Of course, we carefully inspect everyone who enters the White House. It's impossible to bring a ballpoint pen inside without us finding it. In the right hands, a pen is even more dangerous than a combat knife. Mr. President, by all indications, one of my people must be involved. And if the fool smuggled in a briefcase, who knows what else he's brought in? A bomb? Confederate flag? Anthrax? I will conduct a thorough internal investigation and punish anyone responsible. We'll turn the whole White House upside down, but we will find this traitor. Just tell me one thing. What should we do with the briefcase? Find the assholes trying to set me up. Get rid of the suitcase, open an investigation so the journalists don't sniff anything. Sniff out anything? I don't think we want to bring the suitcase to me. Forget the suitcase. What is this about a secret room? Yeah. Was this about a secret room? Oh, didn't my deputy inform you? He's some piece of work. He's just got himself assigned to the bowling alley for the week. The secret room is near the entrance to the bunker. In case of any threat, the US president is escorted to this room, not the bunker itself. So the leader of the free world is protected even from a potential conspiracy among his allies. Only the Secret Service leadership knows about this protocol, and you, of course. So we didn't say anything about the briefcase. Buddy! Arthur Leno's autobiography was released today. Remember the guy? He was your college classmate. So here's what it says about you. An utter douche who only ever makes useful contacts instead of friends. Probably still sour at you for throwing him out of the student club. Such blatant lies drive me mad. At the very least, you've got me, and I'm ready to let the nation know. You let me knock this Leno guy down a peg? Hell yeah! Ellie, Heidi, I hate the food here at the White House. It's like they never cook anything other than burgers, fries, and desserts. The smells alone drive me crazy. When I'm trying to eat my salad, this just isn't right. May I start a healthy eating week? No, because this keeps burning us. Fuck! Buddy, I've got to say I've never seen a bigger piece of shit than Leno. So I tweeted about me and you being not just business partners but best friends. He replied, "You're either slow or naive, or maybe both." And I failed to come up with a witty retort. Alta says, everything is ready on my side. Time for another public appearance. An interview is the right choice. After his inauguration, a president becomes a stranger for Tom, Dick, and Harry, but an interview makes him human again. That's exactly what we need. All right, this is my chance. Jerry says, boss, you may have heard that I am a skilled apparatchik. That's true. I just don't know how to pronounce that word. And my skills would be most useful as chief of staff. When Ellie invited me to join your team, I hoped that position would be mine. Okay. Favorite president, honeymoon, guided tour, snotty Joe, save the whistleblower, and create a statue. At 65% approval rating, I guess. To find out what a subordinate can do, select their card. I guess I kind of figured this out for myself. If you feel like your subordinate isn't worth the money you're paying, just fire them. Ah, okay. I think I need all these people, though. The further you proceed, the more people you'll need on your team. To see the candidates available for recruitment, click on the Applications tab! Sweet. Some candidates will be willing to work for you if you pay them a one-time fee. Others will agree to become your subordinate only after you have earned a high enough approval rating. Like your current subordinates, new ones will require monthly payments from you in exchange for their services. Select a resume to learn about the employee's abilities and salary expectations. So we have Tien No, a veteran of the world stage who can find something in common with anyone. He is fluent in nearly every major world language. He spends his free time with his family, but doesn't share details about his personal life. So this is his resume? I figured there was more. Conrad. Oh, this is the guy that, is this the guy that was trying to rob the place? Our charity event? A former bouncer who loves telling stories about his brief musical career. Equally convincing with a gun or bare knuckles. Over the years, he's helped several businessmen through difficult times, but his mouth got him into trouble and he found himself on the streets. It was then that he became a master at cleaning out apartments. Sometimes the owners don't even notice he's been through. Oh, and we need a 60% approval rating to get 10 on board. Well, let's see what we have on our plate here. Favorite president. Learn more about the history of the United States of America. I think we need to send Alta on vacation. So let's do that. And I'll think about Jerry. I think that... Applications. So I think we'll bring Tien on. To replace her for now. Mr. President, given the current administration's reputation, it would be my great honor to do your bidding. Do you require my services? I'm sure we can work well together, Mr. President. My circle of contacts reaches far beyond the United States. I have people in the governments of most minor countries and all the major ones. Okay. I don't want to click on that. Hype up the podcast. Help a popular radio host improve his politics-themed podcasts. Educate veterans. Teach the veterans to use computers. We could send Ollie to do that. Let's read everything first, though. Honeymoon. Enjoy an unbiased press in the first months of your presidency. Intimidate the media. Put a lid on the media frenzy. Guided tour. Show that you're a supporter of gender equality in the White House. Snotty Joe. Lure the journalist who is bothering you at press conferences to your side. Save the whistleblower. An American who has spent a decade in exile wants to return home. That seems like a good job for Tien. Let's deal with these ones, though. Is there anything else that would require computer stuff? I don't know. Anthony Persequez, Secretary of Veteran Affairs. Sir, I know you've got your eyes on our country's great future, but you shouldn't be shrugging off the glorious past either. I mean, you're the new commander-in-chief, so you're kind of expected to pay respects to the veterans. I guess you just haven't had the chance, but I'm here to help with that. Someone recently donated a few cutting-edge computers to the Washington Veterans Retirement Home, but there's no one to teach the guys how to operate them. So the things have just been collecting dust. Our vets are proud to a fault, and they aren't going to ask for favors. However, should you find a geek who would teach them, it should appreciate the move, and so would the media. Agreed. Although he's not much of a teacher. So Tien No is good at behind-the-scenes negotiations, spreading rumors, persuasion, and worldwide elite connections. Let's send Ollie. The subordinate will burn out at the beginning of next month after the mission. Are you sure they're best pick for the job? Yes. Learn more. Let's take a look at honeymoon. Berta Glover says, Mr. President, greetings. My name is Berta Glover, and I represent Left for Dead. Are you familiar with our website? Oh, is this the one-on-one? Yes, you, like the other journalists, write all sorts of nonsense about me. Of course, thank you. You're among the few publications that don't misconstrue my my points. I definitely don't want to choose one. But the other two, I think I'm going to go with, to be honest, I don't pay much attention to who writes what about me. I hope you will start paying attention after our conversation. My question is simple. What will you do if the Supreme Court goes against the will of the people and nullifies your first order on colonizing Mars? Let them just try. The American public is behind this, and they're not going to give up. We'll win the case, I have no doubt. Does the Supreme Court have any questions about my first order? First order? What are you speaking about? Let them just try. The American public is behind me. Yes, Mr. President, they won't. For our part, we'll do whatever is necessary for America to keep up to date with the truth. My next question is, what are you going to do with the prison at Guantanamo? Are you going to close it? Shutting it down for good. What, you seriously thought I could just close Guantanamo? Before making a final decision, I'll be consulting with this intelligence community. I'm shutting it down for good. That's good to hear, Mr. President. Good to hear. Several media outlets have reported your success in establishing contacts with the intelligence community. Are you ready to confirm these reports? Never had a problem with the intelligence community. We have a tense relationship, I admit. I'm misunderstood all the time. Yes, over the past weeks, you've managed to establish a good working relationship. That's what we're going with. It's rumored that in his retirement, former President Face has begun to abuse alcohol even more. Do you have any feelings of sympathy for your predecessor? Of course I sympathize. That's a serious ailment and one that's not easy to deal with. That's a good answer. He deserves a rest. Let's leave him alone. That's also good. Face is reeling over the recognition that his presidency was an abject failure. I think leave him alone. In the very first weeks of your presidency, you fell victim to pranks. What is your attitude towards those who want to make fun of you? I'm philosophical about it. There's nothing to be done about it. It's part of the job. It annoys me. It's better to do something useful. Get real. I wasn't the victim of any pranks. Didn't we sue over that? I think we're going to say I'm philosophical about it. There's nothing to be done about it. It's part of the job. It annoys me. It's better to do something useful. Unlike President Face, you don't tweet much. Is that a deliberate decision or just a lack of time? I'm the president. I don't have time for any nonsense. I'd love to write more tweets, but my wife won't let me. I think I write quite often. You're just used to a president who dumps the stream of consciousness on Twitter. Yes. Finally, I'd like to know about your new charitable foundation. How did you decide to open it? And what are you going to spend the money on first? I'll help everyone who applies. I want to go down in history not just as the president, but also a patron of arts. It's all thanks to Ellie. It was she who suggested starting the fund. I like this because if shit hits the fan, we could just blame her. Yes, I am ruthless. Charity is a personal matter, therefore I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about it. It's all thanks to Ellie. Mr. President, it seems that's all my questions. Thank you very much for your precious time. I assure you that you won't regret it. Oh, how did we do? Yes! 2.3. In a personal conversation, the president showed himself to be a sensitive individual who not only answers questions clearly, but also listens to the interviewer. Thank you, Berta. What is this? Ratana Talang, director of the Department of Parks and Recreation. Sir, there was a Planet Wars themed LARP in Pershing Park recently where a young guy who played as Cyan Storm stumbled over a hydrant and broke both of his arms. Jeez. As a result, the kid was proclaimed a hero of the 8th interplanetary conflict. Now, this costume gang demands that we designate the plot around the hydrant as a nationally recognized monument, commemorating the LARPing movement. Seeing as Pershing Park is just outside the White House, the mayor's office sent me to hold direct talks with you. Ready to give up a part of the park for the LARPers? No. No? I'm gonna lose like 20% or something off that, right? Honey, this is a total travesty. Tony sneezing during press conferences makes walls tremble. Yesterday, I saw how the journalists were huddling up in the nosebleeds. This nonsense must stop. Surely our Veep has got an allergy. But he won't admit it and keeps embarrassing us all. Maybe you could try and make him get an appointment with a doctor? Sure. Claude Curie, our personal doctor. Sir, you're making me worry for health. I am getting nervous. This job is stressful. You're getting nervous too often. I know you're concerned about the future of our country, people's fates, and the state of the American economy. Only a select few are strong enough to live through all that. However, I found that media briefings make your body temperature rise by as much as half a degree. I know you can't do away with the briefings, but would you consider cutting them down to half an hour from full 2? No. We'll die talking to the people. Oh, I also wanted to see... What does Tien give us? Team members are paid 50% less. Increase stress by 1. Gain 1.5% rating at the end of every month. Press secretary. Treasury, 3.5% rating at the end of every month. You lose 180,000 at the end of every month. I don't know why I would make Jerry chief of staff. Clint's way better. Alvaro. I think we're sticking with who we have right now. What's Jerry as Treasury Secretary, though? We lose rating. But we also have 1 less stress. We lose ratings, but we gain money. I think I'm gonna go put Jerry as press secretary. I'm gonna be losing a lot of ratings though. Let's stick with what we have. That's a tough choice. Okay, favorite president. Hey buddy! Hey man, we're coming up on our first big state holiday, President's Day. I used to think this holiday was to honor the current president, but it turns out it's for honoring previous ones. Even Feist, God forgive us. So you're out and he's not. But now that I'm thinking about it, who is your favorite president? You've never said, and the journalists will ask you sooner or later. If you don't have a good answer for them, they'll make you look like a clown. So don't get tripped up. Then, when I was figuring out my favorite, I asked our information department for interesting facts from their biographies. I learned a ton. I bet you'll be surprised by a lot of this stuff. 5 fun facts about George Washington. He was our only founding father who never received a higher education. He owned a whiskey and brandy distillery. It burned down after he passed it to his nephew. Am I going to get tested on this? In 1798, John Adams appointed him as the Army's commander-in-chief to improve the draft numbers. The position was purely ceremonial. He was stricken with around 10 deadly diseases for the 18th century, including malaria, dysentery, smallpox, tuberculosis, and diphtheria. Really? He never lived in the White House, which was built after Washington's death. That's true. 5 fun facts about Lincoln. He was an amateur wrestler. He was in about 300 matches and lost only once. In his youth, he opened the Barry and Lincoln Bar with an alcoholic friend and worked there as a bartender for a time. He's the only president who ever registered a patent, a device that helps ships from running aground. Kept important documents in his hat. I think he did put like his speeches in his hat, right? On the day of his murder, he signed the bill that created the Secret Service. Although back then the service was for fighting counterfeiters and not protecting the president. I don't know how many of these things are true. Fun facts about Roosevelt. During his life, Roosevelt was incorrectly diagnosed with polio, but the real reason he couldn't use his legs was later determined to be acute polyradiculoneuritis. I don't think this is accurate at all. I think this is just bullshit facts. He began the tradition of choosing his own vice president. Before then, members of the party made the decision. Roosevelt's wife was a distant relative of his. 1920 ran in the presidential election as a candidate for vice presidency and lost with his running mate James Cox. He's fond of collecting stamps. After Roosevelt's death, his collection sold at auction for $80,000. I don't know, man. You guys can let me know if this is true or not. 5 fun facts about Doofus. Face parents forbade him from communicating with black peers. During his presidency, he publicly drank over 8 gallons of alcohol, with a clear preference for bourbon. He's the only president who divorced his wife during his term in office. Holds the record for the most broken promises. He followed through with less than 2% of the statements he made during his election campaign. Face's only son lives in Belgium, where he works as a chef. Face disowned his son after learning from the media of his son's wedding to an actor in a local theater troupe. Okay. Well, who on my list do you like the most? Washington, Lincoln inherited a divided country with the slave system, left it united and powerful. My hero is FDR. Without him, America would have never been a superpower. I personally like FDR and Lincoln. I'm going to go with FDR. There you go, buddy. My parents idolize him too. If it weren't for him, they would never have come to America. I bet you can't wait to find out who my favorite president is. Drum roll, please. My all-time favorite president is you, buddy. Less than a month has passed and none of these, not even Feist, can hold a candle to you. True, we're supposed to be celebrating all the previous presidents, but today I'm congratulating you. Hey, when the president was asked to name his favorite predecessor, he didn't hesitate to name FDR. Our new president's supporters greeted the statement with delight.